Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you with the most dominant budget commanders of all time. Let's jump into them. And I will remind you that there is a card list link in the description below for each and every single one of these commanders, and also there are decks built around many of these commanders on my YouTube channel, including Alela, Artful, Provocateur. Yeah, definitely one of the most dominant budget commanders of all time. Only 42 cents for this card, and the requirements for the commanders I picked for this episode are commanders themselves that are cheap. I mean, if you've got like a $25 commander, you're kind of already breaking the budget in some ways, yes, on a deck. That being said, yeah, also the deck built around Alela can be incredibly cheap and incredibly powerful. A 2/3 fairy warlock for 4 mana in Esper, flying, Death Touch, lifelink, other creature control with flying, get +1 with 0, and whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. Here's the thing about this one. Well, first of all, you can build it in so many different directions, including some absurdly powerful and insanely broken directions. Yeah, artifacts, are pretty broken. And when you have, like, benefits whenever you're, playing artifacts, then it can get kind of crazy. That being said, I mean, even just like a deck where you just happen to throw in, like, some good value artifact and enchantment cards in there, you can really go big with that. Or even if you just go, like, okay, I'm just playing all anthems. If you do this play all anthems with this kind of a commander, you're like, all right, yeah, I play an anthem. Okay, like it's 3 mana, pumps my creatures. Cool, all right. Oh, by the way, I get a fairy. It also gets pumped by my commander. And yeah, I just keep making, just more and more evasive creatures that keep getting bigger and bigger. Very simple, very effective. I mean, again, you can build so many decks around this one. It is so dominant at the table. It can get out of control in no time, again, especially those artifact builds. Check it out. Next up, a somewhat newer commander. I mean, I guess we had a lot of sets that have come out since Bloomburrow, but newer than Alela, Baylen the Haymaker, a 4/3 rabbit warrior for 3 mana and Naya, just 59 cents for this gem of a commander. Tap 2 and tap tokens you control, add 1 mana of any color. Tap 3 and tap tokens you control, draw a card. Tap 4 and tap tokens you control, put 3 counters on it against your until end of turn. Here's the thing about when you want a commander to be a dominant force, it either has to have an absurd amount of support, or it has to just pull so much weight that, well, it doesn't really matter what you do with it. And Baylen is the latter. Baylen is one where you could just grab a bunch of make token cards and just chuck them into the deck. I don't recommend doing that, but you could, and it would still be powerful. Because, again, its effects are insane. Powerful things in Commander. We've got, ramp. And, cards drawing. So, yeah, like mana advantage and card advantage. And this does both for you while also being like, it could also just be a finisher for you if you need to. Again, the fact that it does not restrict you to certain kinds of tokens. It's not creature tokens. It's not non-creature tokens. It's not a specific kind of token at all. It's not like food tokens. No. Whatever kind of token you want, you tap them and you get value. So, yeah, again, you can just get way ahead of your opponents on mana, way ahead of your opponents on card advantage, and of course, smack your opponents in the face with this gem too. So again, it pulls so much of the weight of your deck. It's low to the ground, and it can be a finisher for you as well. Definitely a dominant budget commander. Moving on, though, let's go in a very different direction with our next pick with Giada, Font of Hope. Just 59 cents for this gem, a 2/2 angel for 2 mana in white, flying vigilance. Each other angel you control enters the battlefield with additional counter on it for each angel you already control. By tapping, you can add a white mana, but you spend it only to cast an angel spell. Again, when I talked about essentially, your commander either has to do a bunch of the weightlifting, essentially, just pulling the deck behind it, basically, and just doing all of that heavy lifting for you, or you have to have a lot of support. Giada kind of has both. Giada is a great commander for a tribe that has a good amount of support in mono white. And of course, on top of that, it actually benefits you for playing some of the angels that see less play, essentially, in other angel decks, because this is one that's like, hey, you know what? If you just get a lot of angels out, you go low to the ground and get a bunch of angels out, essentially, you can just pump them all and just make them the most powerful cards out there. Again, they're already going to be evasive, they're already going to be flying, so you have ways to get through on your opponents, but of course, you're just playing small, evasive angels, and the more angels you have in play, the bigger they all get. So if you're playing like a 1-mana angel, you're like, okay, cool, I played a 1-mana angel. All right, now it's like an 8/8 because I have all these other angels in play. You're getting a lot of value out of the mana you're putting into things, and of course, it is a ramp spell for you early on in the game to help you speed things up. So again, it is definitely one that's been different than the other two commanders I've talked about so far, but it is one that, again, has the right amount of budget support and can really get things going quickly. Next up, Fynn the Fangbearer, one that every single time a tiny little death touch creature comes into the format, players go, ooh, Fynn, here we go. A 1/3 even warrior death touch, 4/2 mana in green. Whenever a creature you control death touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Yeah, you basically have creatures that deal 1/5 of players' life totals. I mean, you basically just gotta, like, picture it this way, okay? Alright, I'm hitting for 8 each time. That's basically what you're doing. Again, at a regular life total in Commander is 40, right? 1/5 of 40 is 8 life, so you're basically hitting for 8. So just picture Fynn as a 2 mana, 8 power creature. Kind of. I mean, again, like, obviously it's Commander 2, so it deals Commander damage, but you know what I mean. All your Death Touch creatures are just like, hey, I take out 1/5 of your life total, basically, and also you can't heal from that, and also, yeah, there's a lot of low-to-the-ground death-touchy creatures, so you can very easily take players out of the game super quickly with this one. It is one that pulls so much weight, obviously, because you just had a deck of a bunch of death-touch creatures without this. Be like, all right, cool. I mean, you're really good at blocking. You're really good at, like, swinging through and probably not getting blocked, but with this one, it's like, yeah, now you really turn up the volume to 11, essentially, with this one, where you are taking opponents out left and right super quickly. It is such a dominant commander. Again, you sit down at the table, you play this, you play a Death Touch creature turn 1, and all of a sudden, your opponent is going to be sweating already because they know that next turn, on turn 2, they're already going to have 2 poison counters. The turn after that, they're going to be at 6, and they're going to be out of the game in absolutely no time. Proliferate effects can also take them out, too. Fynn is amazing. Next up, a 2-color commander with Hakbal of the Surging Soul, a 3/3 Merfolk Scout for 4 mana in Zimic. Beginning of combat on your turn, each Merfolk creature you control explores any exploring means reveal the top card of your library. That card goes in your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, you get a counter on the exploring creature, then you can put it back on top or into your graveyard. And whenever a Hakbal attacks, you may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. If you don't, draw a card. This is a commander that, again, has an incredible amount of support. I mean, Merfolk is one of the oldest creature types in Magic. It's been around for such a long time, and it has a ton of support in these 2 colors. Again, more and more over the recent years, we've gotten more in green as well. So, yeah, we do have a lot of great budget cards to pick from, and a ton of, again, value-centric Merfolk. And when it comes to value, this commander does a lot of heavy lifting for you again. It's literally like, okay, you go wide with Merfolk, and I will give you more and more and more value. Again, I'll help you get a ton of lands off the top of your library in your hand, so kind of get rid of those dead draws, but also make sure that you're hitting your land drops, while also ramping you when I attack, too. I'm also going to be growing your team. Again, when they're exploring, they're getting bigger with those counters. We have some proliferate effects as well, which we've gotten more and more support for over the years, too. We can make that team even deadlier. Any other counter synergies we might have. There's a lot of synergy with this commander, again, and a lot of support with this commander, a lot of value with it. Super quick, super effective. Hakbal, definitely a champion for Merfolk. Next up, a different direction. Kykar wins Fury. I guess you could, like, have this as a spirit tribal commander. Like, a champion for spirits, Kykar, yes. Probably not. But anyways, a 3/3 Berg Wizard with flying for 4 mana in Jeskai. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white sphere creature with flying. Sacrifice a spirit, add red. This is one that, ironically, you can actually kind of do the exact same thing I talked about with Alela if you really want to. You want to just go, like, all anthems with this kind of a commander, you definitely can. You literally can just do that and go, okay, all non-creature anthems, I should say. Anthems that are on creatures, don't use those because this is a non-creature spell commander kind of deck. But yeah, just be able to go, okay, anthem, make a spirit. It's evasive. Great, it gets bigger. All my entire team gets bigger. Great. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You can do a go out search. I think I did a deck tech on that one, though. Check it out. Regardless, with this one, you don't have to do that. You can also go with, like, a spellslinger type strategy because basically you are kind of creating, like, mini ritual effects. You're basically just like, okay, every single time I cast a spell, I get a mana back, but I can save it and store it for whenever I need it, and then just have a big, explosive, crazy turn when you want to. You definitely can go super wide with this one super quickly. You can go Spellslinger, you can go Storm, you can go a lot of different directions. You can do some absolutely crazy broken combo-y things if you really want to. Or again, if you just want to keep it simple, just go all anthems. Oops. And then all of a sudden you've got a giant spirit army that you're like, all right, I play another anthem. And your team's like, oh my gosh. All right, we've got 10 spirits in play. They each get +9/+9, and they have double strike. Okay, yeah, your opponents are gone in absolutely no time. Moving on, yeah, I brought this up with Hakbal, but Lathril, Blade of the Elves, I mean, when it comes to support, it's hard to argue against elves and great budget support. There are a ton of amazing elves over the years and a ton of budget-friendly ones. A 2/3 Elf Noble for 4 mana in Golgari with Menace. Whenever it deals combination to a player, create that many 1/1 green Elf Warrior creature tokens. Tap, 10 untap elves you control. Each one loses 10 life and you gain 10 life. Here's the thing. This is one that helps you go, well, wide at the same time as you, well, incentivizing you to go tall with it, and at the same time being an amazing finisher for you as well. This is one that can get you a lot of elves very quickly. Of course, you are in colors that you can pump this very quickly, very easily, very effectively, very fastly. I was going to say quickly again. Fastly. Anyways, being able to essentially go, all right, I swing, I hit for a ton, I make an absurd amount of tokens, and then all of a sudden, well, I've got all these other great elf tribal effects, essentially. I benefit my team. I go super wide, super quickly, get all the mana in the world, because elves give you mana, obviously. And then, well, at the end of the game, just go, okay, I got a lot of elves in play. Let's drain my opponents. Cool. Yeah, I'll play like a Vitalize to untap my team. Do it again. Yeah, there are a lot of ways to untap your entire team with this as well. Take advantage of all those. Wipe out your opponents again. A commander that does a lot of heavy lifting for you, again, can make your army for you, but also one that has an insane amount of support over the years in budget. Yeah, elves definitely can elf ball really well with Lathril. Next up, the necrobloom, a 2/7 plant for 4 mana. Landfall, whenever a land enters battlefield under control, create a 0/1 green plant creature token. If you control 7 or more lands of different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token instead. And land cards in your graveyard have dredge 2. Again, meaning that you can return a land from your graveyard basically to your hand and mill 2 cards instead of drawing a card. Here's the thing about this Abzan commander. Yeah, I mean, it didn't even need that last part. The last part's amazing, though. But, yeah, just being able to go like, hey, okay, landfall and make a ton of creatures in this color combination, it's absolutely insane. And, of course, it's very easy for you to get to 7 or more lands of different names. I mean, you could still do that with, like, all right, I've got a forest, a swamp, and a plains. Oh, and also snow-covered of each of those. I'm already 6 out of 7 there, and I just need 1 more. So, basically, you can just do, like, you know, regular tutoring with, like, rampant growth type cards to get you almost all the way there. This is an insane commander that can make you a zombie army in absolutely no time, or a plant army, too, if you want to go in that direction, but yes. Being able to essentially go, hey, you know what? Make a crazy amount of tokens. I can go aristocrat style. I can go like strip landfall. I can also go combo with that dredge too if I need to, or just go high value with that. I can go reanimator by getting things in my graveyard as well. There's so many things that you can do this one in so many effective directions. And of course, again, it's a commander that pulls a bunch of weight and also has a ton of support. You have a ton of great ramp cards over the years, a ton of zombie tribal. If you want to go in that direction, you can definitely do that too. You got a lot. And aristocrat support too if you want to go in that way too. Again, it's just, there's so many possibilities with this one, and it is one that is so dominant. Next up, one that is near and dear to my heart. One of my very first episodes on this channel, Zada, Hedron, Grinder. I love you, Zada. 3/3 Goblin Ally for 4 mana in red. Now only uncommon, I believe started off at rare, but demoted to uncommon. How dare you, Wizards? Though, it is kind of good to, like, when you come to a table and you're like, you pull out your commander and it says uncommon on it, and then your opponents just immediately like think it's not that big of a deal, even though they should know that Zada is a big deal. It's one of those things where it shouldn't be that way. Players should just respect the commander for what it is, but it does make a difference to some players when they do see that mana and they're like, oh yeah, it's like, okay, 4 and mono red and it's uncommon. It's the mono red uncommon commander? Gross. Well, what are you going to do with that? And then you take them out on turn like 5 and they're like, oh my gosh, you took out the entire table. You're like, yeah, I did. Whenever you cast an instant or short spell that targets only Zada, Hedron, Grinder, copy that spell for each other creature you control that spell could target. Each copy targets a different one of those creatures. Here's the thing. You go super wide, super quickly with this one, and then you start casting insane spells that do insane things, like make you a treasure for each creature you control, or draw you a card for each creature you control, or pump your entire team to oblivion and wipe out your opponents in absolutely no time, or double up your army. There are so many good things that you can do with this one. It's getting more and more support over the years. Yeah, like those like target creature, make a treasure spells are insane. You'll be able to copy your spells for every single creature you have. You can go wide super quickly and then just dominate the table. yeah, it is a ticking time bomb that just wipes out your opponents in absolutely no time. Definitely a dominant, budget-friendly commander. And finally, I will warn you, with this commander, you need to tread lightly on how you build it, but many players might not do that. But yeah, it is a dominant, budget-friendly commander. I mean, super dominant. Like, so dominant that it can be absolutely obnoxious in what it can do. Judith, Carnage, Connoisseur. A 3/4 Human Shaman for 5 mana in Rakdos. Whenever you cast an instant short spell, choose 1. That spell gains Death Touch and Lifelink. Create a 2/2 red imp creature token with. When this creature dies, 2 damage to each opponent. Yeah, I mean, that second one's nice, but the first one is what really matters. Here's the thing with this one. You cast any of those tiny little budget-friendly... They're all, like, all budget-friendly spells. They're like, oh, yeah, hey, 1 damage to all your opponent's creatures. The spells that, like, didn't seem like a big deal at all before this commander was out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, that is a one-side board wipe that costs 1 mana, that also gains you life based on all the creatures it hit. For 1 mana, and you've got like 15 of them. I mean, they're not like 15 of them. I mean, like, there's 2 mana ones too. But still, there's an insane amount, and that's kind of the thing with this one is most commander circles, most play groups, most groups of your LGS might not like when you've got like 15 plus board wipes in your deck. And I learned that the hard way when I built my Selenium Archangel deck. Check that episode, I believe, also one of the very first episodes on my channel. But yeah, basically... It's kind of a frowned upon strategy, but it's incredibly effective. And also there's some play groups out there that are completely fine with it. But yeah, essentially, you're just going to be able to wipe the board very quickly, very easily, very effectively, again and again and again, all while padding your life total so much. So you just keep wiping the board. Again, one-sided board wipe. Your side is fine. And all of a sudden, you're like, yeah, just take over the game through attrition, just taking you out. All your resources are gone. All mine are fine. My life total is padded. Also, I have, like... benefits from whenever I gain life too. I can sanguine bond players as well. Absolutely crazy, effective, budget-friendly commander. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.